there are like so many myths that have existed for so many years.
True.
And they just don't seem to die down. While we were prepping for this, we've put together a few of those myths.
Correct.
One episode is not enough, but we'll talk about a few of them and would love for you to share your point of view on whether that is true or is
Yeah.
that like a real myth.
Let's do it together. You need to share your point of view as well.
Definitely.
Because, I mean, the myths are out there. We're trying to bust a few of them.
Yes.
And I'll have my point of view. And
Yeah.
I'm sure some of them you may not
agree.
not agree or maybe agree.
Let's see.
Yeah, and that's a nice part of busting myths, right?
Yeah.
Our point of view can differ so much.
Exactly. Okay, so let's talk about heavy lifting is going to harm your uterus and your reproductive organs, and it's going to give you a bunch of other issues at a later point in life.
This I've heard all my life from my mother and a lot of people in my family. Because when I started lifting weights, the first thing was my mom wouldn't even let me lift a lot of things at home.
Okay.
Yeah, like general stuff at home. And then when I started lifting weights, it was like, oh my God, you cannot. And then for the longest time, people thought, especially my family, not people, that I was not conceiving or having a child because I was lifting so heavy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I also had a late child, right? So
Yeah.
it just made sense for them to put these things together. Okay. The truth is that your uterus is not just, something that's hanging in the body, right? Your uterus is fully supported by your core and your pelvic floor. Yeah, pelvic floor is like your hammock, right? And your uterus is nicely supported. What is harmful for your uterus is a weak core and pelvic floor.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you strengthen your core and pelvic floor through the right kind of training, your uterus is very well supported, which means it's also good for your reproductive health.
Correct.
Right? It's as simple as that.
So it's the opposite.
It's the opposite. It's the exact opposite. Now, what can probably hurt your uterus or your pelvic floor is if you train incorrectly, wrong form, too much lifting too soon without a progressive overload and a great plan and a coach, right? Incorrect bracing and things like that. So it's not how much you lift, right? What you lift, it's how you lift.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So strong core, strong pelvic floor will help you at all stages of your life, right from your puberty to, through your 20s, if you're especially playing a sport, through your 30s when you want to conceive, have a child, have a safe pregnancy,
Yeah.
right? And postpartum, the most important. A lot of people postpartum don't even strengthen their pelvic floor and core and directly go into
Strength training.
starting to do intense stuff. It could be running, it could be playing their favorite sport, it could be dancing. By my view, and it's the universal view, it's backed by science, that you cannot, postpartum especially, start training without focusing on rehabbing and strengthening your core and pelvic floor. That's the worst thing you'll do to yourself.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that you are anyway working on,
Yes.
creating a program for women to just bounce back better
Correct.
after postpartum. So that's
Correct.
going to go live.
Correct. So for everyone listening, you can lift how much ever you want, right? You'll gauge that correctly, knowing your body weight and how your training is. But don't worry. The more you strengthen your core and pelvic floor, the safer your uterus is and better your reproductive health.
I'll also tell you something. From an evolutionary perspective, women have evolved to lift and carry heavy weights for long distances.
Exactly.
And I'm talking about the hunting and gathering days.
Correct.
When women would go out, gather, all the berries and vegetables and, things like that, and carry it back home for their families. That's like heavy weight lifting.
Yeah.
Women also, of course, when they're pregnant, they carry a child for
in that uterus.
right.
Yeah.
If for 9 months,
Yeah.
like that's that's a lot of weight being carried all the time, when you're sleeping, when you're walking, when you're doing anything. So this is very opposite of how women have in fact evolved.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I also know that women have a higher threshold for pain at the gym because that's how they've been evolved.
Yes.
But everything that we know with respect to fitness and lifting weights is, I feel, utterly ridiculous.
Yeah, 100%.